Let's talk Group Omega. Group Omega is, how would you describe that? If Group Alpha is like the group of death, like Team Secret looking up at all of these dangerous teams, what is Group Omega? Are they more of the teams in the middle, the potential teams?
That's how I would describe Group Omega.
Group easier. Yeah, that's so good.
The easier group. Gotcha. Because I'm really struggling to figure out who the favorites in this group even are. Like I genuinely don't think I could tell you who the favorite is. Maybe RRQ?
Has to be RRQ still. Like domestically, they are still positioned to dominate as they always have the past 2 years.
Always have, bro. They bombed out of all of the matches to miss out on Santiago. That's a pretty big blunder.
That's a Notion would have done the same if they lost the first match. They just didn't, you know?
Sorry, literally not a one-off. It's a three-off.
But it's like, a one-off as a tournament. The second one doesn't even count, by the way. The second loss doesn't count. T1 would not have made it if they were in the lowers or the uppers.
Why does the second one not count, but the third one does?
No one's had to do that before. No one's gone back, like losing a best of 5 straight into another game. You're losing there. Like we saw it with MIBR too. They got bad in the second one. It doesn't count.
It's just insane. It doesn't count cope. But all right.
But RRQ, domestic gods.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So then who else are the good teams here? Like who are the other favorites?
My top 3 would probably be RRQ.
Oh boy.
DFM.
Woo!
And then T1.
Not full sense.
I was gonna put full sense in there, and then DFM is a shout out, but
still an adjustment period, I think, for full sense. I mean, who knows? Permy could just come in and just fucking drop bombs on everybody. Like he could just destroy everyone in this group. But I think that I'm really liking DFM, and I need to have some hope for Japan.
The old man's getting to you again, Seth. He's getting to you.
They were doing pretty well.
I say this, and then he leaves me alone for like a little while. This is my little bargaining chip for silence.
I think DFM were the opposite of Team Secret in kickoff, where they were the perfect gatekeeper team. Like you had to play well in order to get past DFM. My fear in this group, though, is that they've got 3 teams who are going to be good enough to be able to get past them. I think that RRQ, T1, and Full Sense should all be good enough to be able to get past DFM, assuming that Cruz coming in. Right. Because I think it's not that big of a deal if Cruz has been the IGL for them before, has been coaching and watching all of their games, so he understands how they've been playing recently, and then comes back into IGL. I think that'll be seamless, man.
No, I think it's huge. I think they will be right back into it. The biggest reason I rated them low was him not IGLing. He's back in IGLing. It's still the same core. And then Leviathan probably going to feel a lot better now, too, with a proper IGL. Dead Boys is going to be able to, hopefully, start fragging out a lot more again since he doesn't have to call. So I think they should be quite... And they've got Sushi Boys back. He's on the coaching staff.
That is true.
I feel like Full Sense are destined to go 3-2 in like a very strange way. Like they'll beat RRQ in T1 and then lose to like Varel and ZETA. They'll like, but they'll end 3-2 and end up like 3rd. I'm assuming they could do it, but...
I got a final question for you. Who at the end of stage 1 has the worst record, including round differential, Secret or ZETA?
Oh, Secret. They're in such a harder group.
Oh, at the end of stage 1.
The end of stage 1.
For some reason, I thought you were trying to like throw a curveball and be like, which one was worse at kickoff? And I was like, it must be a trick question, and therefore it's ZETA.
It's not a trick question. I just also think ZETA might get pounded.
Well, they might lose, but look at Secret's group.
I think differential-wise, I think it's Secret.
Okay. Chobra seems unconvinced.
I mean, it probably is Secret, but I don't think it's as clean cut.
All they need to do is pull one of those like 13-1 wins out of their asses. Your own team is in that group,
Chobra. Your own team.
Yeah, they're the one that's going to lose to Secret and give them the better round differential.
True, you're right. It's ZETA.
ZETA needs some BO1s in there. And then they could do some serious damage. But we're going to move on to our next game, which is Full Sense versus DFM. These are 2 teams that are pretty competitive, and only Seth has believed in DFM here. But, I mean, this aligns with roughly what we were talking about during the Group Omega rankings. So, anything different in terms of the head-to-head, Seth, in terms of how you're viewing these teams?
No, I just think that there's going to be a little bit of reclimatizing for Cruz to come back in. I think that, I mean, maybe his IGLing makes up for it, but it just felt like full sense. Anytime like Primi wasn't really on and he was like out of it, then they just all struggled. And I just don't know like if Cruz IGLing is enough to enable him to get his head in the game from the outset, or if they're still going to have a very slow start where it's like, okay, we drop a map and then we start to warm up as they kind of were doing during kickoff. I feel like DFM had really good baseline fundamentals, not really encountering any changes. I think that they have had a good amount of time to just keep scrimming, keep practicing, develop themselves for the meta, and I trust in Meiy because he is a god.
Meiy versus Primi is going to be outrageously fun to watch in this game.
Should hopefully be a very good one.
I mean, the two of the best duelists that we have in, I mean, I guess in the world, but definitely in Pacific. I think in terms of like aim, explosive play, ability to carry, like both of them have been spectacularly good. I think this should be a banger. I just disagree with you. I think the Cruz is going to be seamless. Like, I just,
so.
in terms of like how they integrate him, I really think it's going to be very easy for them. I think that's the biggest difference in terms of how I view the game.
This one could be quite an important game in terms of like where we end up as well.
Yeah, huge. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this could be the make or break, and surely both teams recognize that, and they're probably prepping very specifically for this one. So it should be a banger, actually. I think it's lots of frags, lots of crazy highlights, in my opinion.
I think literally all of the games up to this point could be fantastic like week 1 games in Pacific. RRQ plays against ZETA Division next. What's the percentage chance of this one? Because ZETA have ever pulled out upset results. There was like that week where they
destroyed Paper X.
Yeah, they did all right in the off season, winning some BO1s where they blasted top teams.
Because you just never know if like Fracture and Lotus ends up in the pool and like RRQ pick bad comps, ZETA do some weird stuff. Like week 1, I feel like there's more chance of random
If
stuff
there's
happening.
anything RRQ will do, it's literally not pick bad comps. They just might not pick great comps. Like, that's why RRQ are in the position they are. And I think, given that it's maps they've played before and they're players that were good on those maps. In fact, like, while every team's okay on Lotus, I would say RRQ's good on Lotus. And then even Fracture up to a certain point as well. I would say that this is, like, I agree with Saisho. I think this is much more one-sided in theory than the KRX Team Secret game.
Yeah, I don't know. It's possible that ZETA could just come out and catch him off guard, but RRQ should have this in the bag. I mean, you get what I would expect is Moniette going out with the Neon, Jemkin probably just playing Waylay, which he's done plenty of times so far. Maybe the Euro makes an appearance here and there. But I think that as long as Moniette's on, then they should have this one in the bag. If he's having a stinker of a day, then maybe ZETA can catch him. So.
It could get messy, for sure. But I think RQ will win no matter what.
Okay.